use gClassFolders, you need to go to the gClassFolder website, and that's gclassfolders.com. And what you're going to look for is this gClassFolders where it says old sheet in the archive. There's a new version that will be available in the add-on menu, but it's not currently there yet. So what we want to do is go for the old one right now. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and it will open up this window. I'm going to say yes, make a copy, and it will create a copy in my drive. And now I can go ahead and go up here to the gClass folder. Notice it's a regular spreadsheet, but I've got this new menu there, and I can go Initial Settings, and I'm going to go ahead and authorize it and say Accept. So I want to do my initial settings now, so I'm going to click on that. Nothing's really changed in the spreadsheet yet. So you can pretty much leave these defaults the way they are. You don't really need to change those at all. You want to leave this in single teacher mode unless you're doing it as a school, and I think right now we're probably all in single teacher mode. So I'm going to go ahead and save, and it's going to add some captions here. Now, if I had a list on a spreadsheet of my students, I could just paste them in their first names. I could paste their last names and their email. For the class name, we'll add that. So I'm going to use my demo student here. So his name is Isles Demo. Student email is isles.demo. It needs to be the full email address. Class name, we're going to call this brain surgery. And period. You could put a period in here. The benefit of doing that is if you have all of your students in this sheet, you could then sort them by period if you wanted. So we'll just go ahead and say this is period 1. And my email address is needed. Make sure spelling is important here. Once I've got all of my students in here, and for the teacher I could just copy that down if you know how to do that. Now I'm ready to create those folders. So I go over here up to my gClassFolders menu. I say create new folders and shares. And then let it do its magic. And it takes a second here. Once it's done, you'll get a little message. Folders were created. And I'm going to say OK. And if I go back to my roster here, you can now see the links for those folders that were created. So some of them are shared, some of them are for the students only. And so you could go directly to those folders if you wanted by clicking on these links. But I want to show it to you back in the drive. So we're going to go into Drive now, and notice it created a new folder in my drive called Brain Surgery, and within there you're going to find those folders. So here's my assignment folder, and in here I will see for period 1 my demo student, and so if my demo student hands something in, I would be able to see it in this folder. So that's one way they could hand in their work. No more papers, can't lose it. The Brain Surgery Teacher folder, that's a folder for you to just keep your stuff in. It's not shared. Brain Surgery View is where you can put documents that you want students to see but not edit. And Brain Surgery Edit is where all the students can have access and edit the same document. So maybe you put a PowerPoint in there, or you put 4 or 5 different ones, divide the students into teams, and they could all be working on those within that Edit folder. So now let's take a look and see what the student sees. So I'm going to log in as a student, sign in, and then we're going to go ahead and go back to Drive. So when your students first log in here, notice I'm in the Shared with Me, and that's where my Brain Surgery assignment folder, View folder, and Edit folder will show up. I would recommend you have the students right away make a new folder in their drive where they can put all of your class folders. So I'm going to say brain surgery, because they may have more than one class. Now I'm going to go back to the shared with me, and I will select those 3 and going to move them into the brain surgery class folders. So now they're in my drive. There they are. If I had put something in here, the students could edit it. They could work on it as a group. In here, view. Notice I can't create anything in there. If I were to try and create a new document in there, it says I can't create it. It's read-only. I can go to my hand-in folder, though, and certainly turn a document in there. So I could say I want to create a document in there. It's shared. They just need to say yes. And then whatever they do in here, you're going to be able to see in that folder. But only you and that particular student. Other students cannot see that. So that's gClassFolders. And hopefully you're going to find that very useful. I know I would.